Who are we? We call ourselves Dene. That means living. We have our story. The preservation of language, the story in its original form, that is the story that will resonate.
The Navajo culture is very much an oral tradition. There wasn't a written form of the language until very, very recently, and so this ancient people have always passed their stories down from the grandparents to their grandchildren.
When elders came and when our grandfolks came, the children would now sit around knowing that this was story time. We didn't have libraries, we didn't have anything, so our surroundings and our being, the way that we are, those were the models of teaching for us, and so that was really important. And that's the importance of sharing our particular history.
In the Navajo, their history and culture is very important. It's a sacred thing, so it's very important that I go and tell my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids to keep it.
I wish I knew more about my great-grandparents. I don't, because it wasn't written down. And then if we don't do that, we're gonna forget it. You know, the languages is gonna be gone someday, and then other things will disappear.
I was raised in a hogan with dirt floor. We slept on sheepskin. My grandfather was 104 years old, passed away about 6 or 7 years ago. And he was a medicine man. And he just taught me a lot of stories, how the Navajos came about and how we were put here upon this earth. I think I learned a lot from my grandfather. I just wish I recorded him, you know. I think those of us that have grandfathers, grandmothers that are in their last days, I think we should be able to talk to them, at least record them to preserve some of the history.
What can be done to preserve oral histories is to have them recorded. That oral tradition preserves feeling, emotion, and power that you can't just get on the written page only. So if their tradition is to come through a oral way of passing down this culture, or their feelings, or their family values, then that is best preserved in an audio or a video recording.
And now I have technology at my hands, which my grandparents didn't have. Now I can record those. Now I can begin to share those with my children, nieces and nephews, and even my brothers and sisters. So that's the important part about the oral history. Maybe we kept that story alive to this point, to where we have technology that we can preserve it for the future generation.
The reason that we feel that this is so urgent for the now and not maybe 5 years or 10 years from now, we have an aging population of individuals who have grown up Navajo. They're now in their 80s and their 90s. And they have a wealth of knowledge that's been passed down to them by their fathers and mothers and grandfathers and grandmothers, that if it's not captured, if it's not preserved and recorded, we're gonna lose it.
If it's not recorded or written down, then what is the kids are gonna look at? These babies that are coming into the world, like they're told they're Navajo, then they might turn around and say, where's the book? If there's no book about it, then there's no life, no culture.
We're here to help you preserve a rich, rich tradition that is the Navajo people. You have wonderful culture, you have wonderful people who have a rich history. And the benefit that we can bring to you there is in capturing and preserving that information in such a way that it's accessible to the members of your tribe as you need and want it. But you can be confident knowing that it will be preserved in the future without jeopardy of ever being lost.
The recording will be the most precious thing, and it'll be so exciting to hear that can be preserved through culture, through our family.
Because when the history is told by your mother, my mother's 96, and she'll tell me, I want you to remember this. And she'll sing a song, and then she'll say, I want you to remember this song. I don't know how long I'm going to carry this song. And, those are just some of the things that kind of tug at your heart. You just want it to be forever. And so when people and individuals pass on, then you yearn for that. I wish I could have that one more time. I should listen. And then hopefully it will sustain a generation yet to come.